Chargers, tough, gritty win against the Broncos. Herbert getting smoked all game. The pressure was flying. That game was crazy, though. Both defenses going in. Herbert, what can you say about Justin Herbert? I had my thoughts about the guy. What? Everyone had a Herbert opinion, and I had mine. And I gotta say, through 3 weeks, he's disproving my opinions. Now, it's still early, But right now, I think that the dude's in love. I think he's in love with Madison Beer, and I think it's changed his life. Love is a crazy thing, man. It really is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. All you need is love. Love. That throw?
That's the throw of love.
Yeah, that was a love throw. That's the throw that Jordan Love always tries to make. The love throw.
It's just in his name, so he's just, born with it.
Yeah. Taking on the Giants. Giants, fun news. This is how you know. Lumia Sports Podcast, we're making impacts. Let me show you some shit, Tony. I went out there and I went on a limb and I said, you know what? This is coaching malpractice. And what I said was coaching malpractice. It wasn't the easy take of, they should bench Russell Wilson. Kind of, but no. Because I understand why you would play Russell Wilson up to this point. It's the first 3 games. You want to see how trash he is. He fucking sucks. And, you want to give Jaxson Dart a couple of games, of more being in the system. You know what I'm saying? But I crossed the threshold when the Giants played the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And the Chiefs, I'm not going to lie to you, watching that game, I'm like, this Chiefs team is folding, right?
Yeah, they were ass.
They were really fucking bad. They were throwing the ball backwards. Mahomes looked terrible.
I saw that one play. He did save the hell out of that play. But
he did. It was crazy. But it was a crazy decision to do it. And then he got it back, and I was like, that was a crazy play. And they're like, they're glazing Mahomes. I'm like, nah, he saved a touchdown.
Yeah.
He really did save a touchdown. He did save the game because that would have been the play. And I think they still would have won, but it would have felt like, oh my God, dude, we had to win on a last-second field goal against the fucking Giants.
That would have been the play that won me my spread.
Yeah. Shout out Okerke. That's the guy who had the ball and then had Mahomes just strip it from him. Shout out that guy. Bobby Okerke.
I was like, they do kind of suck.
They do, and you took them, and then...
Nah, I'm talking about the Chiefs do kind of suck.
They do kind of suck, but they're not
the Giants, no.
That bad. Well, they're not Russell Wilson bad. That was really the takeaway. It was like the Giants actually, they suck, but my God, dude. This Russ dude, he's awful. They got the ball in the red zone. He would throw picks. That's what lost you the spread. Yeah. Fucking that guy throwing interceptions in the fucking red zone. Yeah. Having no speed or awareness.
Didn't he learn that from 12 years ago?
No. He never learned it. But something happened on Tuesday, and I released the episode dropping Daboll.
Dropping Daboll.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but dropping Daboll.
Yes.
But it's Daboll. Great thumbnail. Go check that video out. And what it explains, you might not even have to, because I'm going to explain it to you right now, because I'm a good guy. What it explains is that even though through those first games it wouldn't have been malpractice, not playing Dart at this point would have been malpractice. They couldn't even go Winston. By the way, they're starting Jaxson Dart. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. They couldn't go Jameis Winston because of what they did on Sunday night. It was appalling. I was mad for Giants fans. And this is what they did. They had drives, and they would just put Jaxson Dart in for a play. And then the play would work. And then they'd take him off the field.
The old Jalen Hurts.
The old Jalen Hurts. And they actually got down to like the 5 fucking yard line doing it. And then put Russell Wilson and he tried to run. He got tackled. They ended up not scoring on the drive.
Oh, not even a field goal.
Not even a field goal.
What the hell happened?
I don't remember. Did he throw a pick? I don't think he threw a pick at some point. I think they just went for 4th down and didn't get it because they were down 10 in the fourth quarter. could get the field goal, but fuck your spread, cuz. So,
yeah. Sometimes it's just that simple. When the team looks alive, when a player comes in, then you roll with said player.
Yeah. But the reason it would have been malpractice, and he didn't do it, so shout out to Daboll. It would have been a tactic to delay playing him to keep your job. At that point, you're now teasing the fan base. If you would have put him out there and then played Winston after you show everyone who everyone wants to say, by the way, second highest YouTube that we have so far up to this point was me posting about a Jaxson Dart preseason performance. New York. Not just New York, though. I've posted other Giants vids. Jaxson Dart specifically. They want that. They are eating up Jaxson Dart content. They want this guy. You know? And we'll see if he can eat some dubs, man. But it's not gonna happen this week. Give me the Chargers -6.5. That's pretty easy. Although I do think that the Chargers, there's something to it, but that defense for the Chargers is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really good. They're top 10
It's
in
insane.
both passing and rushing.
They're fast. They hit. They have young people. They all play close. Now, there are weaknesses, but I don't think Dart in his first ever game is gonna quite figure them out. And bigger than that, I don't know if Daboll is going to figure them out. But there were weaknesses last week in the Chargers defense. They were letting up some bombs when you play all tight bombs. And Minter is known for playing tight man coverage, blitzing, all that stuff. And the Broncos had opportunities. So will they leave Malik Neighbors on an island, leave an opportunity? Maybe, but I just think Dart, I just can't take him before I know how good he is. And I know what Herbert's doing right now. And I know the Giants suck. So, you know. Could he change it? I think there's a possibility Jaxson Dart is very good. I think that the Giants have opportunities. I think if this wasn't his first ever start, there'd be a chance they could win this game. I actually think in the back of my mind they still could win this game. But I think there's a bigger chance that they lose by 14 because it's his first ever game and they're going up against one of the best defenses in the league. And I don't think Daboll is going to be good enough to exploit the weaknesses that Sean Payton found because Sean Payton was calling crazy plays, but they were open down the field. And I think that's something to look out for as we talk about the Chargers. We know that Harbaugh teams have flaws, and that if you find them, they're not great at adjusting to said flaws in the middle of action. But I think actually in this case, for what the Giants do, it's going to be so obvious that they're going to be more cognizant of it. They're going to be a little bit back on Neighbors because they just throw it up all the time to the guy. Scatterboo, by the way, for the Giants, he had a good game too. They have weapons. Yeah. I actually think they're going to have a little bit of a run, and I think this game might be kind of touch and go for a little bit, or it could be a blowout. So I'm going to take the Chargers because either way, I think they're going to cover this set.
Yeah, I picked the Giants last week and not going to do that again.
Run it back, boys!
So I see them winning, get a close win. You know, the Cowboys, I didn't know they were quite as ass as they are.
Turbo, run that shit back.
But
run that shit back, Turbo.
The Cowboys fooled me because they had the good game against the Eagles. And then they were fucking...
Which is ridiculous that fooled you because they got our best player ejected and then cheated the entire game. And then when we were about to start rolling them, the game got delayed. But go ahead.
But, I was fooled by Dallas.
I wasn't that fooled by Dallas. I thought they could beat the Bears. I didn't think that the Giants were good. Yeah, you were really fooled. You were bamboozled, sir. You fell for the glitz and the glam on that one. That's crazy.
So,
I watched you do it.
Just not gonna pick the Giants.
I used your face after picking them as the thumbnail. It was like Giants spread on one end, and on the other end was you just going like this.
Yeah.
Perfect. It was great stuff. As soon as you did it, you knew.
Yeah.
Live in real time, you're like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Yeah.
You're not doing that again?
Nah.
You didn't like that?
No.
They got Dart, bro.
Didn't feel great.
Darts.
It felt great. I gotta see Dart throw some darts before I pick him to Dart.